In a mix. In a mix.
The best music in the world.
The best.
Best music.
My favorite station.
Ghana Talks Radio. Get it big, get it here. Listen to all your live mixes, live radio programs, and live entertaining and news package programs right here from GTR. Ghana Talks Radio. GTR News. GTR News. We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR. GTR.
Hello, lovely people of GTR. It's time for the afternoon news radio on Ghana Talk Show. I go by the name Regina Bless. So moving to our headline. TUC members threaten to join Kula strike. Council of Churches call for independent probe into police brutality. There's some more stories coming up. Pressure is mounting on the government to concede and pay the 20% cost of living allowance to public sector workers. The Traders Union Congress has warned its members may join the ongoing strike declared by teacher unions should the government fail to pay the allowance. Currently, 4 teacher unions who are on strike to demand the payment of a cost of living allowance have vowed to continue with the industrial action despite government's persuasion. A meeting with government on the matter on Wednesday, July 6, 2022, ended in The Deputy Secretary General of the Trade Union Congress, Joshua Ansa, said government's posture of the Kula payments may push them to join the strike. There is nothing to negotiate over. Everyone is requesting for what is due them. We are all preparing to go on strike if government does not give us anything reasonable. We all want better cost of living allowances, they said. To our next story, Council of Churches call for independent probe into police brutality. The leadership of the local council of churches at Nkuranza in the Bono East region are calling for an independent inquiry into the recent killings at Nkuranza. Their demand, among others, are for the Inspector General of Police to immediately suspend the Bono East Regional Police Commander, the Nkuranza Divisional and Municipal Police Commanders over the recent killing of some youth in the area. Reverend Andrews Oseitichi, chairman of the local council of churches, told the press the independent probe will give a fair idea of what happened, since the police are involved or are in the center of the whole episode. The council also called for police to release the body of Albert Donko to his family. This could go a long way to satisfy our curiosity and calm down the tempers of the community at large, Reverend Techi said. To our next story, police educates Ghanaians on holding protest, special activities. The Ghana Police Service is carrying out an education program to inform the public about their rights and responsibilities in organizing demonstration. It said the move is premised on the violence that characterized the recent Arise Ghana demonstration in Ghana. The police wish to take the opportunity to educate the general public on the law that guides the holding of special events, including demonstrations, it said in a statement. It said it wants the public to be aware of the police service's role in special events, including demonstrations, in order to appreciate the actions it takes during such activities. It will also help the public to understand the actions being taken by the police to bring all who were in breach of the law during the demonstration held on 28 June 2022 in Accra to face justice, the 15-page education material said. To our next local story, victims will be compensated after completion of administrative processes. Dery. The Minister for the Interior, Dery, says all victims of the Edgeworth disturbances will be paid compensation due them once administrative procedures are completed. The death of social media activist Ibrahim Mohammed, also known as Kaka, sparked unrest in the Edgeworth township. 2 persons lost their lives, with many others recording varying degrees of injuries after security officers shot at them. The Justice Commission Committee that was set up to look into the matter, among other recommendations, said all victims have to be compensated. Answering questions on the floor of Parliament, Dery indicated that the recommendations of the Ministerial Committee to pay compensations will not be disregarded. So we're going on a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with the business and political news. Stay tuned.
GTR News. GTR News.
Ghana Talks Radio, UK, Abrochimemu, Era from Ghana Muha at the sound system, which is spinning machine papa, a free and man never be good among Ghana Muha. It is a we a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way sorry, more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boss sound in the moo at the dia any may come for GTR sounds at the emao. Your live band in so I would to answer at the frame ye beat me abababua. Ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawa enkan pupuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel a hope pepe ena yebutu odi ane se wo befre empanifo ewo 0546960510 GTR sounds emu de angaza.
GTR News. GTR News.
Welcome back from the break. If you just joined your life on Ghana Talk Show, then this is the afternoon. So moving to some business stories. IMF team to meet Finance Minister Addo today as negotiations begins. Officials of the International Monetary Fund will today meet Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and some key officials of the Finance Ministry as the fund officially begins work on the bailout being sought by the country. The IMF team will today examine government fiscal expenditure and projections for the year 2022. As part of the deliberations, the IMF team will also look at the public sector wage bill, negotiations and reforms in the government payroll. Labor unions, including the Trade Union Congress, and lambasted the government for its decision to seek support from the fund. Civil society organizations also expressed their displeasure at the government's request for a bailout from the IMF. So moving to our next business story, Nana Addo commissions 45 Metro Mass transit buses. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has commissioned the first batch of 45 buses out of 100 VDL intensity buses procured for use by the Metro Mass Transit Limited. Speaking at the event, President Akufo-Addo stated that the event is significant, particularly because it has provided the country with an opportunity to boost further the capacity of the public transportation system. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has also launched the $10 million grant to small and medium-scale enterprises initiative in the hospitality sector. The launch forms part of the government effort at supporting SMEs to recover from the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic and help create jobs for the youth. To some political stories now. Alan Kyerematen hasn't resigned. He is still a minister, Confidant says. Reliable sources close to the Trade and Industry Minister Alan Kyerematen have vehemently denied viral media report suggesting the seasoned politician has resigned from his position in what has since gone viral across Ghana's social media space. Reports have it that the Trade and Industry Minister stepped down from his position on the ground of personal reasons, yet to be disclosed. A source close to the minister, however, rubbished such report, insisting that the minister is still opposed. Barima Sapon Kuma, a close confidant to the Trade and Industry Minister, watered down and purported resignation letter, saying the information being heard or the information going viral is very false. So to our next political story now. NPP government reckless borrowing led Ghana to IMF, Haruna Iddrisu says. The minority leader Haruna Iddrisu has admonished the Akufo-Addo administration to take full responsibility for what he calls the reckless management of the economy that has led Ghana to the International Monetary Fund. He argues that no justification from the government about the reasons for going to the IMF will wash. Addressing the press in Parliament, Haruna Iddrisu called on the government to take steps to reduce profligate expenditure. President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia should take responsibility for incompetently managing the economy to suffocate debt levels which have necessitated the retreat for us to request an agreement with the International Monetary Fund for the restructuring of our debt. So moving to some international stories now. Boris Johnson's government plunged into crisis as key ministers quit. Two of the United Kingdom's most senior ministers have resigned from the cabinet in the latest blow to Prime Minister Boris Johnson's leadership. Health Minister Sajid Javid and Finance Minister Rishi Sunak announced their resignation within 10 minutes of each other on Tuesday, plunging Johnson's government into crisis weeks after the Prime Minister survived a no-confidence vote. The resignations, which were followed by a similar announcement by several junior ministers, came as Johnson was apologizing for what he said was a mistake for not realizing that a former minister in charge of pastoral care was unsuitable for a job in government after complaints of sexual misconduct were made against him. So in their resignation letters, both Javid and Sunak took aim at Johnson's ability to run an administration that adhered to their standards. So our next international story. Extradited drug lord lands in Italy to serve 30-year sentence. Rocco Morabito, a fugitive drug lord with ties to the powerful Ndrangheta criminal gang, landed in Italy on Wednesday after being extradited from Brazil to serve a 30-year prison sentence. The Interior Minister said Morabito was arrested in Brazil in May last year after more than 2 decades on the run. The ministry said Morabito, considered one of the top brokers of international drug trafficking, had been included in the list of the most dangerous fugitives under its special search programs. In recent years, Brazil has become a key player in the transatlantic drug trade, with its gangs tying up with Italian, Dutch, and Balkan players to move record loads of cocaine in Europe, lured by high prices and growing demand. The Ndrangheta is based in the southern region of Calabria. The toe of Italy's boot and has suppressed Cosa Nostra to become the most powerful mafia group in the country and one of the largest crime gangs in the world. So to our last story for the day, moving to some entertainment news. Kate Middleton and Prince William share raw PDA moment. Prince William rarely kissed or hugged his wife Kate Middleton in public, but the Duke of Cambridge on Wednesday was seen publicly kissing his wife after he raised more than £1 million for charities by taking part in a polo match. Kate's triumphant polo playing husband raised over £1 million of charities supported by the royal couple in Windsor. Thousands of people reacting to their pictures as soon as their pictures surfaced online. Prince William is second in line to the British throne. He will become the king after his father Prince Charles. So this is where I end the afternoon news right on Ghana Talk Show. As usual, I go by the name Regina Bless. Stay tuned for the lunchtime reading. See you.
This is Ghana Talks Radio, the best station rocking the nation.